Random thoughts and epiphanies after the breakup of a May-December relationship where it left me angry, bitter, hurt, and damaged. This is a collection of journal, blog posts, and writings that were for venting, healing, and comfort. Things I've felt, experienced, and learned along the way. May-December End, The Ballad of Joey Flowers. Available now.
Disclaimer. We are unqualified and unapologetic. We are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not therapists or mental health experts. Just a real couple living real life. So take what works, leave what doesn't. Let's do this.
Sessions and lessons unscripted. Say it twice so you don't forget it. Hey! Session lessons unscripted. Hit record, let the mess get edited in my mic on, brain off, laugh lines, trade costs. Spilled tea, spilled truth, old scars, new proof. Inside jokes on an honest loop. Side quest in a living room booth. We don't plan, we just press play. You say careful, I throw the script away. Yeah. Sessions and lessons unscripted. Every stumble gets uplifted. Turn my problems into punchlines, twisted. Till I feel my spirit lifted. Sessions and lessons unscripted. Every secret gets remixed, shifted.
Oh, yeah. I love that song. What's up, everybody? It's Joel, host of Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. And over there is Gloria Rosario. Hi, Gloria.
Hello.
That's all you got?
Excuse me, guys. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome, welcome.
I hope everybody's doing great and had a great week. Me?
We're chugging along, but we're still live and breathing, so everything is A-okay for now.
You know, it's, for people who listen to the show kind of know, I guess, our personalities and stuff by now. I guess I'm the more uptight one. And you are the more whatever, caution to the wind.
Slacker, caution to the wind, all that good stuff.
So, I had kind of a little bit of a roller coaster ride this week. It was, started off kind of rocky, and it got, what a lot of the stuff that what's the self-work, self-help, self-improvement stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm getting better at, I guess. I'm able to kind of handle it better and kind of talk myself down. And it's working, right? What I'm doing, I think, is working. So, actually, I know it's working. And even Gloria says she notices it. Or is that... What?
Nothing. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, I've seen changes, positive changes. I'm digging it. I'm down for it. Yes.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
no, you don't.
So, this week was kind of. I mean, I'm going to say it's a good week. I'm going to put that in the win column,
right?
Okay, because even though some things right now are kind of not ideal and are stressful, because let's face it, we got to deal with real things in real life, right? I think it's kind of the way you handle it, right? Because most people just forget it. Then everything gets thrown into chaos. And I've been like that in the past, and I'm not trying to be. I'm too old for chaos. I'm tired.
I like a little chaos.
No, see, this is one place we differ. Because Gloria will want some chaos, but no, I don't want any.
I thrive under treasure.
Treasures? Wow. Okay.
I thrive under pressure. I really do.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I notice, and it's going to sound weird, like say with my writing, I almost feel more in tune and more locked in when I'm under some kind of distress.
No, that makes sense because a billion years ago, you know, when I was in high school, I would leave my papers that were due like in 2 days, and I would wait until like it's like 2 days, and then I would just focus and focus and focus, and 99% of the time they were 8 papers. So,
Man, I'm telling you, I was notorious back in school for waiting for the last minute to do anything, like write papers, book reports. One time, the one that really sticks out is I had to do a project about a city, and we were supposed to do like a presentation in front of the class.
yeah.
Poster board, everything, right? So I got New York City, so which I thought was kind of cool, right? Because I have family in New York and all that stuff, and being of Puerto Rican descent and New Yorkers and all, you know. Anyways, I thought it was
Nueva
cool.
York.
Nueva York. Anyway, so I waited till the night of. I will remember I was sick as a dog. I mean, I was like, my room was spinning. Like
Yeah.
I was. So I had my parents, I think, go get the poster board and whatever else I needed.
Yeah.
And that night I put it together, and I got an A+ on it. Like I was up front. Gave them all the statistics of New York and the history of New York, and all in one night. And I don't know, it's weird because I seem to work good like that.
Right. No, and even like I can remember this one time I had like been slacking that whole week, and one of my other classmates is like, "Oh, did you finish writing your poetry?" Because I guess we were doing writing and expression in English class.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Gloria is a little bit of an author too.
Oh, a little bit of a writer. I wouldn't say I'm an author, but I do like to write. And I remember that I was like, "What are you talking about? That's not due for like another 2 weeks." And then she pulls out her little agenda book, and it's like right there circled in like a red pen. I was like, "Oh man!" I was like,
Oops.
and this was probably like about 25 minutes before class.
Whoa.
So I was like, "Oh man," you know. So I just went into the computer lab. Do those exist in schools now still?
I would imagine so.
Right, computer labs, yeah. So I would I just sat there and I just pulled something out of my ass, and
Yeah.
I wrote 2 of them, and they were the highest graded papers or poetry.
Now, for you people listening out there, this is not an endorsement to screw around until the last minute for
No.
anything. I will not recommend that.
I don't. Well, I do.
Which, it's ironic because, like, I say that I work well under pressure and under some sort of duress or something, but as a as a whole, I don't do good with pressure.
Well, I mean,
Especially like everyday life stuff.
no, I think that I work well under pressure, whether it's work or anything else in my personal life, or you know, podcasting. You know, 2 different things, but I find it super easy because if I know I have time, I can't focus. Like I get distracted by stuff.
That is a good point. I get like that too. I get distracted very easily.
Yeah, you know, and it's normally like not my phone, believe it or not. I will get distracted by music, or, you know, oh, I have to do this and I forgot about that. You know, I'm like running around doing different things. And before you know it, time slips. I mean, and I've done that for like work projects and meetings, and, you know, when you have to do things through the computer and slideshows and all. Yeah, I work best under pressure for those things. But I wouldn't recommend it though. If you're not used to it, don't leave things to the last minute.
Absolutely not.
Not everybody can handle that type of pressure.
That's what I said. It's kind of ironic that I do that because it's like with the everyday stuff, well, forget it. Especially with someone that kind of suffers with depression and anxiety and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Right?
Sure.
So how was your week overall?
Pretty good. Finally getting sleep. I'm a little bit more alert and awake today. I mean, I don't know what my body's going through or if it's the stress, but at work I had a allergic reaction to something. I came home.
Oh, yeah. I swear, you and those allergies. Gloria sends me a picture via text. And, her face is all got, like,
it looks like I have
and
acne, but it's not acne, though. They're like, what are those hives? Like
hives, I guess.
Yeah. And they're still on my skin. It's been like 2 days now, and I've been putting medications on them, and it makes me tired, but not tired like I was before. At least I'm awake, you know?
Right.
So it's getting better, though. I'm not complaining. I'm still breathing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can complain, but what's the point?
Yeah.
How's that old joke go, the dad joke? I can complain, but who's going to listen?
You gonna listen.
You going to listen. One thing, so that's not a good segue.
Failed.
Just trying to segue into this subject that we were kind of talking about before we turned on the microphones. And I don't even remember what started the conversation. We were talking about a kind of a law of attraction thing, right? We were talking in particular about attracting the wrong people or certain people. Like I've said before, sometimes I feel weird because people just like to come up to me and talk to me, which is kind of surprising because most people say that I don't look very approachable.
Right.
But they come up to me anyways. Even little old ladies at the store. Like, can you help me? It's like, okay. And I'll help them, of course. But, Gloria and I were talking about just the wrong kind of people wanting to hang out with you or be your friend or whatever. What say you, lady?
Well, I think in my younger years, I had issues with that just because I was self-destructive and just kind of attracted that type of people.
Well, you were kind of...
I was kind of living on the edge.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny because there's this meme, and I laugh every time I see it. Mm-hmm. And the meme goes, I used to party with gangbangers, drug dealers, and criminals, and now just going to Walmart gives me anxiety. And that's basically the story of my life. You know, I was pretty reckless when I was younger. So, you know, the type of people that I was hanging out with sometimes weren't the best of people. I wouldn't say best of people. They were making good life choices, and that kind of encouraged me.
That brings up a question in my mind, though. Mm-hmm. So, but you didn't necessarily attract those people. You kind of joined in, I guess.
Yes and no.
You searched them out because that was your kind of crowd, right? I
mean, people that are doing drugs and drinking and partying are going to be attracted to each other, whether they're looking for each other or not, you know. And I mean attracted in a sense of like kind of coming together, not attractive as in like a relationship or anything like that. I will say though that my favorite type of person to date when I was younger were usually like, you know, drug dealers and gangbangers and criminals. So I guess,
Wait a minute. Back up. Back up. Just a little bit.
Okay.
So you said you liked going out with gangbangers and drug dealers.
And criminals.
And criminals, okay. Yeah. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Uh-oh.
And so are you people out there. So I'm just as shocked as you are. And explain, why were you attracted to that kind of person?
because I found guys that weren't into that kind of stuff boring. I know that sounds bad, but me being in a reckless kind of era, my reckless era. Is that what they say now? Reckless area?
My
era.
criminal era.
Yeah, well, I wasn't so much a criminal as I was
What do you call it? Accomplice?
Guilty getaway
by
driver.
Yeah. Guilty by association.
Yeah. But I mean, I never really got into trouble with any of them or for any of them. I had that false sense of security because, when you're, I guess for lack of better description, when you're dating someone who's like in a gang, there's like this protection that comes with it, I guess. So
yeah, you're right. Because I know when I was growing up, I knew women, whatever.
Yeah.
That had boyfriends that were gangbangers or drug dealers or whatever.
And there's like a protection.
Yeah, and they're like, no one touches them. Nobody like even says anything bad about them.
Right. And I guess because they were doing drugs and drinking, I was doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of person. I mean, a bookworm wasn't going to come talk to me, right? I mean, look at the people that I'm hanging out with.
Well, unless they were looking for something.
Right. So I don't know. I just, I got put in a lot of situations that were kind of like, hello, like, what are you doing here? Mm-hmm. But, I mean, when you're young and reckless and drinking and partying, you just don't give a crap about any of that stuff.
I never really had that issue. I kind of kept to myself, but I kind of had a clique that I hung out with.
Right.
But our whole, I mentioned this before, the lot of us was, we had formed a rap group in high school.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of us that was our goal. That was our thing, to produce, DJ, perform, just hip hop. And, I mean, that's who I hung out with. Other than that, I didn't really hang out with anyone else. I got along with everybody, and people would talk to me or whatever, but I wasn't. There was only like a core handful of people I would hang out with, that I would choose to hang out with.
Yeah.
And even some of those guys were kind of sketchy after the fact. I thought about it, and they were like, "Why did I hang out with this guy?"
Right. Sometimes, well, as we're growing up, I think that a lot of the times we put ourselves in dangerous situations, especially like when you're, for instance, me, you're dating people that come from a shady background. And I think it's like a form of being like, people join gangs because, they want to feel part of something or a part of something.
Right.
To have a clique or to have.
Well, more times than not, they're in a bad neighborhood and their life isn't the greatest. And...
Right, but the thing is that, I mean, we struggled a lot because, we did come from a single family household, but I didn't, things weren't perfect at home, but I also had no business looking for that type of, belonging, but I couldn't click with other people that were normal because I never felt normal. I just always wanted to be up and moving and, being in the mix of things and just, like I said, it got me into some trouble, but.
So that brings up a question in my mind then. So how do I even phrase the question? So back up, you said that things weren't great or whatever at home.
Right. Well, because I was on drugs. So, I mean, that didn't add to the positivity in the household. It was a conflict.
So so then you would say that I've heard the stories and we've talked about it before, and I don't know if Because I was going to ask you, would you say that your upbringing or your, I guess the world around you was negative? You wouldn't say that, would you?
I mean, my mom.
Because I only ask that is because that's what you ended up attracting,
Right.
and kind of seeking out as well,
Right.
because that's what
It's a two-way thing.
that's what it fit into the mold,
Right.
right? So that's what I was going to ask, if that's, instead of like breaking out of that mold, you just kind of found something that fit in that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Am I making any
no,
sense?
no, you are. And let me explain a little bit something, and it's going to answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
So, my mom basically was working like 12, 14, 16-hour shifts. Like, I've mentioned it before. We were lucky sometimes to catch her on Saturdays and Sundays when we would do these little trips or, spontaneous something or other.
Right.
And like I had mentioned before, my dad would come around, shower us with money, gifts, and just promises, and then he would disappear.
And then just leave, yeah.
Right. And it was on and off, constantly, in and out, in and out, in and out. So I was put in a situation that a lot of Latino kids are put, and even now, and other kids too now,
Yeah.
or maybe back then more so, not now, but where, because I was the oldest, I was put in a situation that I had to be the mother, I had to be the father, and I had to be the sister.
Well, yeah, you were the one running the household and raising your brothers, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it's because my mom was busy working, and my mom worked a lot, so in that, I think that because I had gone through like all this sexual abuse and just, I've mentioned it before, I started using as a way to kind of numb myself and to be able to function.
Right.
Because I function perfect in destruction. And I've said that before, I'm a high functioning person when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Right.
So to answer your question, it wasn't that I had bad stuff at home, because my mom was a typical Latina mom. Her word was the end of the word.
Of course.
She was the very disciplinarian.
Ruled with an iron fist.
Yes, until I started to rebel, and then she couldn't deal with it. She had to work.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was so much a bad home life that kind of drove me to that. I think I was more trying to get away from feeling any sort of like emotions. I just wanted to get lost in whatever.
Right.
And that's what I looked to. So in that sense, yeah, you do attract the people that have gone through broken homes, parents with drug issues, or, all that kind of stuff, because I couldn't connect with other kids or other teenagers my age because they were still...
You grew up faster than
right. They
did.
were still teeny boppers. And I never had the teeny bopper era. I went from being, 7 to 30.
So on that in that vein, let me ask you. So as you got older, would you say that you continue? Because I'm sure, and I'm not speaking for you, but I'm sure as you got older, a lot of that stuff started falling by the wayside, right? So you, you weren't, into that ratchet behavior or lifestyle or whatever. So you started to, I guess, quote unquote, mature, right? Even though you were already more mature than others. But would you say that as you got older and became an adult or whatever, that you still unconsciously or unwillingly attracted that still kind of thing?
For sure. Just look at my dating history. No, really. I think a lot of the guys that I had dated before, and here's the thing, I didn't date a lot. I never really dated anybody because you figure when I turned...
Well, I know one of the ones you were telling me before we met, it was like for 15
like
years
13,
or something. Yeah.
Between 13 and 15 years, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I started dating them when I was like, I had just turned 20.
Mm.
And, you know, on and off, on and off, on and off. And that was probably not the best relationship to be in, because I decided to kind of stop drinking, and he continued to.
Oh, yeah.
And after being around for somebody for that long, you kind of get accustomed to getting treated a certain way.
Yeah.
And you get accustomed, because it becomes customary. You know, you're conditioned to kind of just accept the bare minimum.
And you stopped drinking because you were just starting to move forward, right? Or was there like a particular reason why you stopped, or?
See, my drug use and my alcohol use are two completely different things. The thing is that when I looked to get numb, I wasn't looking for alcohol. I was looking for drugs. I had already, by that point, I had already stopped smoking weed. And I had been off of that other stuff for a long time. The only drug that I was still using at that moment was weed. And occasionally I do stuff here and there, you know, but my main thing was like weed, which isn't that big of a deal, you know.
Right.
But I don't know, I just got tired of it. Like,
you were outgrowing it.
I was outgrowing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I loved all the people that I was hanging out with at the moment. You know, I had great times with those people. And even the guy that I was with for that long, I hold no grudges towards him. You know, we just weren't compatible in the sense that I was ready to kind of grow up and settle down and kind of, you know, stop my party life, you know? And like I said, I don't have anything against him. But I just got tired.
Right.
You know, so that's what I say when I dated people. Like, that's the longest I've ever done. Well, that's almost a marriage if you think about it.
Basically, yeah.
You know, and I don't know. It was just, I think towards the end we both kind of stopped caring or stopped having emotions, and it was just out of custom. You know, out of, I guess, the monotony, the predictability was kind of just easy to deal with.
Right.
And it was fine, you know, but like I said, I eventually outgrew all of that stuff, and I needed somebody to kind of be more responsible.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You know, not that he didn't have a job or anything like that, but we just weren't compatible anymore. And
well, yeah, the lifestyle.
Because when we started dating, I was drinking heavily and I was doing, you know, all sorts of stuff. But within that like 13 to 15 year time span that we were together, you outgrow people and situations.
You do, and situations, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what? We're not compatible. We're not going in the same direction. I want more out of life other than alcohol.
And then you wanted to be around people that were more like-minded, right?
Right. And it just, I don't know. It was...
See, I'm kind of in the same boat too, right? Because, I mean, like I said, I didn't hang out with a lot of people, but a lot of people seem to be attracted in my direction. And even now is the same thing. It's like, I'm very fortunate and grateful to find. I've been on this journey for a long time, and like the self-improvement or whatever journey, life coaching, whatever journey. And I've struggled for a long time, and I've always wanted to just have a group of people or people I could call friends or whatever that were like-minded, but it seemed like I was getting people that weren't so like-minded. And even how in my mind right now, I'm thinking of like, let's say here, this is my analogy. So you got life coach or therapist, right? And then you have the patients or clients, okay?
Right.
So I'm over here on this side, the therapist / life coach, whatever's
lifestyle,
side,
right?
And way of thinking or whatever. And that's what I want to hang out with, converse with, share, have friends, whatever.
Right.
But I keep getting the clients. So that's exactly how I feel. Like,
No.
I keep getting the clients.
Right. But see, that's the thing. I guess, in my personal experience, in my destruction era, that's what I'm going to call it.
That's what the official term now.
Destruction
Glo's
era.
destruction era. I'm going to make some kind of...
Godzilla.
Yeah, Glozilla.
Glozilla.
That's what I like to call Glozilla.
No, but, during that time when I was hanging out with everybody, I thought that the connections that I had with these people, or this group of people or whatever, was genuine until I stopped using, and then it's like we had nothing in common, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, yes and no. Right? I mean, it just shows that the friendship was kind of fake.
Not necessarily fake. It was convenient at the time.
I guess, yeah.
Because like I said, I'm not going to be drinking and smoking and doing all types of drugs and then go home and hang out with, like, Betty Crocker. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to happen.
Right.
And even, it's funny. I one time had a conversation with one of my older cousins, and at the time we were still in high school. He was a senior, I think, when I was a freshman. And I guess my mom's, congregation, I don't usually like to talk about religion, but this has a lot to do with it. My mom and a lot of the people in her family are Jehovah's Witness. Right? So my upbringing was a lot different until I hit that age where I, like, started to rebel. And there was, like, these cliques within the congregation, right? And I never fit in with any of them.
Right.
I was always, like, I always felt like the outsider, which is fine.
Right.
But a lot of, I guess, the parents didn't like their kids to hang out with me because, obviously, look at how I turned out, But my cousin and I were having a conversation about that. And he's like, "Are you a bad influence?" I was like, "Absolutely." I was always aware that what I was doing was wrong, right? I was like, I'm not a bad influence, but I was like, I don't do things for my own well-being. I do things against my well-being, right? And it wasn't sleeping around. It wasn't being promiscuous. It was just drugs for me,
Right.
And I was like, I'm a bad influence because I do these things and I feel like that encourages other people that are around me to do it.
Right.
But I never ask anybody, do you want to hit? I never offer anything. I know that I'm destroying myself. I'm not going to take you down with me.
Right.
But if you start to do it, I'm not going to tell you no. It's your decision.
Right.
And he was laughing. He's like, that has got to be the most honest answer that I have ever heard. And yeah.
Well, I guess that's honorable. I guess.
Yes. But, I have good memories with these people. I have no grudges towards absolutely anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't have to dismiss that stuff,
No,
right?
Because
it also made you kind of who you are now.
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. I guess for me, hanging out, and this is gonna sound like a positive thing, but hanging out with all those negative, and those negative vibes and the drugs and the alcoholism, the criminals, drug addicts, all that stuff. It made me a lot more compassionate because I've seen both sides of why people do the things that they do.
Right.
And sometimes when you fall into addiction...
And I think that becomes attractive to some people, and that's why you attract them. Right?
Right. And, you get to understand, like, both sides of the fence. You understand why people do it, why some people don't choose to stop and choose to keep going down that road.
Right.
and why gangbangers become gangbangers and why, drug addicts become drug addicts. Like, because I've been behind the scenes and I've seen everything.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make them bad people. And I know that sounds so horrible to say criminals aren't bad people or drug addicts or drug dealers, but we all come from somewhere and we all have basically.
Yeah, you're not born a drug dealer. You're not born a. Yeah.
It's just the circumstances of life for some people.
Right.
Some people are fortunate, like me, to
get out of it.
And other people, which I have lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And not lost as in lost contact. I mean, they've passed on.
Gone, yeah.
Right? And at a young age, when you start losing your friend group, it kind of hit me. And I think that was part of, like, one of the reasons why I stopped. Because I was like, man, my circle's getting a lot smaller.
Mm.
And it would be going to funerals and,
puts things in perspective.
It does put things into perspective.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm still friends with some of these people on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so proud of a lot of them. A lot of them made it out, became professionals, became, honorable people, became parents, good parents, not like their parents.
Right.
And, I cheer. I've told you all the time, like, oh, look, so-and-so just had a kid. I used to hang out with them, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And they're doing so good. Or I just bumped into somebody from my old neighborhood and they're doing awesome. And I'm cheering for everybody. Like, I want everybody to succeed.
Right.
Because a lot of the people that I hung out with didn't get to this stage.
Mm.
Whether it be they're in prison or whatever,
right.
That's the way life is. And I'm always cheering for people, whether we're talking or not. I get excited for them when I see positive things.
Right. All right, ladies. So I have a few questions I want to go through, and it's about kind of pertaining to attracting people and what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You were looking at me all weird.
No.
She looks at me weird most of the time.
I was trying not to burp into
Look
the
what
mic.
she has to deal with.
Yeah, look at that.
You were trying to what? Burp?
Not to burp.
Oh, and
Yeah.
people's ear? Yeah, that wouldn't be nice. All right, guys. So we'll go through these questions. Are you down or?
For sheezy.
All right. So what patterns do you notice in the people you're attracted to, and what does that say about what you believe you deserve?
Well, it depends. Because once I'm done with someone and I'm like genuinely angry and upset, I will cut that person off without thinking about it twice.
Mm-hmm.
But on my show, we just recently talked about reconnecting with people that you've had arguments with.
Right.
And as I've gotten older, it's put a lot of that stuff into like perspective.
Right.
There is probably two people in this world that I know have treated me like crap and have lied to me and have, I guess, hurt me in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
If they call, I'll answer, or just to catch up. And it's fine. I just kind of, whatever.
Right.
And I don't do that with a lot of people. So if I've cut somebody off and I'm angry and I feel like you did me wrong in some way, shape, or form, I will never contact you again.
Right.
If I run across you when we're at Walmart or whatever, I might say hi. But that's because I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, what was the question? I just lost my train of thought.
You were doing so well. What patterns do you notice in the people you're attracted to, and what does that say about what you believe you deserve?
Oh, okay. So in talking to those people who kind of have wronged me, like I said, there's only two. I'm not going to say who they are, and it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I've learned that I deserve so much better than the way that I was treated.
Mm-hmm.
And I've forgiven whatever stuff has happened in the past and just let it be. But I noticed that I was a little bit more kind of wishy-washy. And that was before I started to get my things together in life.
Yeah, for myself, it's kind of this.
Right.
That's kind of what I see, like the wishy-washiness, the negativity, the negative self-talk, and all that nonsense. But I too, like you were just saying, I believe I deserve better. I'm trying to make my life better. I'm trying right now to not, be negative and have a good outlook, be optimistic and be a light to people. And that's what I'm striving for now.
And like the relationship that I had before you, we've talked about it a little bit, that was a tumultuous on and off, yes, no, I like you, I hate you, I love you, I don't like you, we can't be together, it's me, not you, it's you, not me. And, I genuinely cared about that person, and obviously they didn't care about me in the same way, and that's fine, that's how life is. But I think at the point where I had been like, you know what, dude, I'm done. Like, I don't even want to date anymore. I just want to hang out with people.
Right.
And that's when you walked in.
Yeah, and you just wanted to hang out with me, and look at us now.
I know, right? But that was my thing. I think that around that time was when I had my head injury. I've talked about it in the past.
Yeah, it was soon after where you were.
I was just coming out of it.
Yeah, you were like a year after or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that,
like 9 months to a year to the day.
Yeah.
And I remember I told you flat out in the beginning, like, I'm just looking to be friends. I'm not looking for booty calls. I'm not looking to...
I didn't want that either.
No, I wasn't looking for, a sugar daddy, a booty call.
Well, you weren't going to get a sugar daddy here. I'm telling you that
obviously.
right now. Yeah. Or like
a splendid daddy.
Yeah. What's the opposite of a sugar daddy?
A splendid daddy.
Yeah. You ain't getting no sugar over here.
Well, I got plenty of sugar, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Anyways, ew.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you attracted to the person or the feeling that they give you, like attention, chaos, validation, or excitement?
Well, to you, I'm attracted to your calmness, but...
I mean, I'm thinking overall, right? Like the people that you're like people you want to be around, right?
Yeah, now I just look for people that are genuine. And let me tell you, it's so hard to connect with people and have real friendships.
Yeah, especially now, it seems like it's harder, right? To have genuine friendship.
It's so much harder,
Yeah.
Like in my situation, I don't work with a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people.
You're solo, basically.
Basically, I'm an independent contractor. So I don't have coworkers to argue with or become friends with or start office drama.
Oh, lucky you.
No, but
Some of us are not that fortunate.
No, I just find it hard to make connections with people.
Do you think it's because your job is just because you're not interacting or socializing?
No, because I enjoy my job and I do socialize at work. I get along great with the families,
with your clients and their
families,
families,
and families, and in that aspect, yeah, I'm very social because I have to be.
Well, yeah.
But in my personal life, like, I do have like close friends, but none of them live near me.
Right.
One of them lives out.
Yeah, but with the internet and everything now,
but even then,
like a lot of my friends don't live.
No.
And I have friends in other countries.
But even with that being said, everybody's got kids and jobs and husbands.
No, they got their own lives.
Households. So it's very hard to get together with the little friends that I do have.
Right.
And you've seen my social circle. It's mostly the females in my and the females in my family. So, there's my cousin, my sister, my sister-in-law, which I consider a sister.
Yeah.
Her sisters, and that's it.
Right.
Basically, and that's fine. That's life, but.
All right. When someone shows early red flags, do you lean in harder instead of pulling back, and why?
I've learned to pull back.
Me too.
And I've learned to trust.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Yeah.
you off. Man, I think it almost depends because, and I've mentioned this before, how I felt like I had some sort of calling where I would help people or like be a preacher or a teacher or something of that kind of thing.
Right.
And sometimes I don't want to. I get kind of conflicted because I feel like I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
And part of me is like, let me listen to them. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I am super selective on who I spend my energy on now.
Even if it's someone that's like kind of looking for help or no?
Even with that.
Okay. Explain that to me.
Okay. Because I have been in the situation where I've been taken advantage of.
Me too.
I'm a super kind person. Like, yeah, I can come across as being bitchy and irritable and
No.
no, not me.
Not Gloria.
Not me.
No,
But
I'm just kidding. She's lovely.
Really. I'm a good person 99% of the time, but there's that 1% that is just like,
I wish a MF would.
I wish a mofo would. Let me get this bat real quick.
About to catch these hands.
About to break some windows and whatnot. You know, with that, I don't have the energy. I don't have the time.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm very selective.
The older I get, it's like,
No.
no.
And I've learned to just trust my instincts and my intuition when I meet people.
Right.
I will give you one chance and one chance only. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If in the first 15 minutes I'm not vibing or clicking with you, or I see that we don't have the same type of personality, I'll be very cordial, but I'm not looking to be friends.
Right. You're more of an acquaintance. You're in the acquaintance column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, very few people that I consider friends.
Right.
And it sucks because it can be lonely when you're like this and you have this type of mentality and this type of personality.
Right.
But it saves me a lot of grief, I think.
Right.
You know, and I'm not a teenager anymore. Like, I don't have energy.
Yeah, I don't have time for that stuff.
You show me you're an asshole, okay, I'm going to take your word for it.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and that I think has been my biggest takeaway. You know, when people tell you that they're assholes and you see that they're not nice, it's not always a good thing to
Why
kinda,
subject yourself to that?
right, because it's pain in the long run, and I say that from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you confusing familiarity with compatibility? Basically choosing what feels normal over what's actually healthy?
Oh, no. I think I choose a lot more of the healthy in people.
Yeah, me too. Just because you have something in common with somebody
Doesn't mean you're besties.
no, and it's funny because I've experienced this, right?
Yeah.
Like because I'm an overweight guy, right?
Right.
I don't know, maybe this is a horrible analogy, but I'm overweight. So this person here is overweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we must be besties now, right? Because we're both suffering from
Of the
eating.
large variety.
Yeah, we're both the same, right? So, but I think you guys kind of know where I'm coming from, right? But I've experienced that a lot too, where it almost seems like, oh, you like this, I'm like this, so we're we're
be
friends,
besties.
we click. Like that's not how it works.
And for me, I think I watch people. And I know that sounds kind of creepy. I'm not like lurking
No,
through your windows.
I'm a people watcher too.
I'm a people watcher.
Yeah.
And I watch how you treat waitresses and waiters.
Yeah,
I see how you treat bartenders.
I notice everything.
I see how you treat cashiers, how you get along with your parents,
Yeah,
all that stuff. And I take all that stuff into account because if you're willing to mistreat your mom or your dad without reason, because there are some parents out there that do deserve a stern shaking to, you know?
yeah,
But if I see any of those behaviors, or if I see that you're chummy with someone and then the next day you're turning around talking crap about that person, that kind of stuff,
that's a red flag.
that's a red flag for me. It's like, I know that if you're talking bad about Sally over there, tomorrow you might be talking bad
yeah,
about me.
for
So
sure.
it's like, no, it's okay. I don't have time for
I
that.
don't like that either.
I don't like that. high school mentality
It's
of
like
like
you,
this
I
friends.
experienced that a lot, even in the current situations, because it's like they'll talk all kind of crap about somebody, and then it's like, oh, they're always joking around and acting like they're buddies or something.
Right.
It's like, and I think that's one of my issues, right? One of the conflicts I've had, because me personally, if we don't vibe or I don't like you or whatever, I'm not. That's it. That's the end of it. It's cut and dry. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not trying to put on a front. So
No.
it's I don't know.
And see, and there's a difference between putting up a front and being an adult.
And it's like you said, genuine. People are
Genuine.
not genuine. No.
And I've been accused in the past of being fake to people because I'm nice to them. I know I don't like them. People know I don't like them, but I'm still nice.
You're
Now,
being respectful.
I was like, just because I don't like someone does not mean that I can't respect them or get along with them.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna.
because we're not friends.
Yeah,
Not
I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Not
No.
everybody is meant to be your friend.
Right.
Some people are acquaintances, some are friends, some are best friends, and some are only fair weather friends that are there temporarily, and
Yep.
some you're friends for 6 months and then you never see that person again in your
Right,
life.
you never talk to them.
And that's just how life is, you know?
If a genuinely stable, emotionally available person showed up today, would you be interested or bored?
Interested.
Okay.
Of course, I want to find like minded people.
Yeah, I would say I would be more interested. I don't know if this kind of answers this question, but I would say it depends on the person, right?
Right.
Because I guess it says genuinely stable and emotionally available person. So, there are some people I interact with that it's just word vomit and just like, why are you talking to me? It's
No.
like, that's the only way I can say it. But then I'm currently dealing with people that seem to want to confide in me, right? And it's like, I think the thing that I'm kind of wondering or whatever is if it's genuine or if they really open, because I know people have come up to me before about certain things, and I tried to be supportive, open, give my advice, maybe share things I've heard or read or whatever, and then it's just laughed off, and it makes me feel some sort of way afterwards, because it's like, okay, so that kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's something I'm currently dealing with.
You know, for me, I'm a very expressive person. And if I pretend to like someone, my face is going to show otherwise.
That is true.
I have caca face. Like, if I feel uncomfortable, or if I like feel like somebody's talking to me a certain way, or you can always tell how annoyed I am, or if I want to have a friendship with this person.
Some people do not get the hint, though.
No.
I do. I do that. Sometimes it's like, if I don't really interact or like, and I try hard not, I shouldn't say try hard, but I try not to be rude. Okay. I try to show respect. But people kind of don't get the subtle hints, right? They just don't get it.
Yeah.
And that drives me nuts.
No, like I said, I will always be respectful as long as it's mutual. We can I'll even have conversations with people I don't like. I don't care. I'm going to respect you.
Same. I'm going to respect you.
But the moment that I feel that you're talking down to me or anything else, it's over with.
I think that's what I got to work on, because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't cut it loose right away. I just kind of shut down a little bit and just let it happen.
Let it linger.
Anyways, on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up,
Alrighty.
because we've been yapping for a minute, and I'm sure half the people out there are half asleep now. Or not.
Or not.
All right, guys. Don't forget the website, sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. And our email, if you want to send us a note about anything, you want to suggest anything, talk about something we were talking about, share a story, funny meme, dad joke, whatever, complain about Gloria.
I'll tell you what to do with that complaint.
sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. And visit us on the socials, TikTok, Facebook. TikTok's the most popular one. You can join us on there. Search my name out, Joel Rosario. You'll find me. If you look for Glo, her handle is Glowster. You can find her and interact with us and all of that fun stuff. And is there anything you would like to say, madam?
Absolutely. When you're done listening to this episode, please walk on or mosey on over, better put, to Glowing Off Script.
And my dear, what would that be? What is Glowing Off Script?
It's a podcast about me and life and friends.
Oh.
We chat. I've actually had a few good people come onto the podcast.
No, they're all good. They're great.
Yes. I've had my sister come on.
Mm-hmm.
That was last week's episode?
I believe that was last week's, yes.
And then this week was you.
Yes, I was the fill-in.
Yes.
and we had other great guests like artists, Athena. Athena Flores. And then we've had life coach Gary Holtz. That was awesome.
And then for next week's episode, I have another person who is very near and dear to me. Interesting episode. We cover blended families and it got kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So check that episode out. It's coming out next Friday.
Yes.
We release the episodes every Friday, so be sure to listen, share, subscribe, follow, whatever it is that you guys
do. All the things.
Do all the things. All the lovely things.
All right. And don't forget my book, May, December, and the Ballad of Joey Flowers. And the book is available on paperback and hardcover, also on ebook at Amazon and Amazon Kindle. You can also find it on Barnes & Noble's Nook, their e-reader. And I think that is it.
Yes.
So what else, lady? Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Yes. Before we do wrap it up, I know I have talked about a lot of people from my past, and I don't even know if they listen or if they don't, but I hold nothing personal, with anybody. I just wanted to throw that in because...
Okay.
Yeah. Just throwing it in there.
All right, so everybody listening, if you know Gloria, she's not trying to throw shade.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
Don't
just so you know. Please, just calm down. It's all good. We're all family here. We're all good to go. All right, guys. See you on the next episode.
Bye.
Northman Coaching and the Northman Brotherhood. Great one-on-one group coaching and mentoring. Need to talk, vent, or cry. Divorce, relationship issues, just having a rough life? Northman Coaching and the Northman Brotherhood. Check us out at northmancoaching.com and school.com. Shoulder to shoulder, brick by brick.